today's episode of Blunt Trips, we're taking you with us as we explore the downtown Denver area, where we speak to the people most affected and least heard in the raging debate on the best way to clean up the city's streets, the people that actually sleep on them. We'll be taking a good long look at the reality of the situation with no easy fixes, and the reality can get pretty dark at times. Viewer discretion is advised. In downtown Denver, the homelessness crisis is impossible to ignore. The government has struggled to find a solution for years, but homelessness is a complex issue with a number of contributing factors and no cut and dry answers to be had. Many of those factors, such as increased cost of living and rising unemployment, have only become more prevalent in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, but the problem was growing for decades well before that. According to a recent report by the Common Sense Institute, the homelessness population in Metro Denver area increased by 25% in the last 4 years leading up to the pandemic alone. Once COVID hit, lawmakers managed to secure more funding for shelters so they could increase their occupancy. But social distancing requirements, distrust of people, and the growing fear of the virus led many people to decide to take their chances sleeping outdoors rather than in close quarters. As a result, makeshift structures and tents continue to pop up in clusters throughout the city, and they tend to grow rapidly. These encampments often pose a danger to both personal and public safety due to lack of sanitation or trash removal facilities, drug use, and increased crime rates. They can also cause damage to public spaces and private property in a relatively short amount of time, which has led some homeowners in the area to build high fences around their yards in order to keep anyone from setting up tent or taking shelter on their porch. Improvements such as city-sanctioned camps can serve as a stepping stone to more permanent housing, but it can be hard to put these programs into motion. The stigma associated with homelessness and drug addiction can often hinder positive change. Everybody wants to reduce the number of people sleeping in the streets, but not everyone wants the solution located right down the block from their own home. Once again, the following program may be disturbing to some viewers. Cost is a huge factor. Earlier this month, a study showed that the city spends $41,679 to $104,201 per homeless person per year, but spends just over $19,200 for each K through 12 student in public school. Given the fact that the average yearly cost to rent an apartment in the area is just $21,156, and the fact that the unsanctioned camps continue springing up in spite of the efforts of city officials and authorities, many people have been wondering just how effective the plan to reduce homelessness has been, and some officials in surrounding areas are even looking at Denver's attempt to set a crash course in what not to do. Now, I will remind you one last time, there are some very disturbing images in here. We walked up on people doing drugs and other things that people might find disturbing, so I do want to give you fair warning before we see them.
How's it going, guys? Hey, I'm doing a documentary on the homeless and how Denver's doing very little about it. Does anybody want to talk? Anybody care to talk to me? You guys okay to talk?
Can we talk off camera?
You sure can. As long as you don't mind me recording, I'll point the camera in another direction. Just a couple questions of what it's like out here.
Maybe around another time, like the
I swing back around. That's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. How's it going? You guys doing okay out here? Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Oh, thank you. How you guys doing?
All right.
I'm actually with Blunt Trips. It's a YouTube channel. Okay. Yes. Are they in South Dakota? No, in Colorado. And what's the name? Yes, you did. What's the name of the program? There is a program out that's paying people. All right, I will look into that, man. I thank you so much for that information. Hey, listen.
Yep, it's the
What's it called? Denver Income Project. Guys, thank you so much for that, man. There's a lot of people out here like you guys. You guys stay safe out here, man.
One thing I did acknowledge out here was when they saw my child, every one of them yelled "child in the park," and they all put their drugs up. Every one of them. You will see people using drugs in this video, but when they saw a kid, they put their drugs up. I was shocked at how respectful they were when there was a child in the park. None of them really want to do interviews on camera, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're out here in a bad situation. I wasn't looking to belittle anybody, but there were a few that were willing to talk off camera on mic with me. Unfortunately, they didn't speak loud, so I have to mess with the audio so that you guys can hear what they say.
What's that? Yeah, I see.
may even notice that there's city park rangers in the park here. They're actually here to pick up needles when people use drugs, because it is common in this park. So they keep city park rangers out here to clean up the paraphernalia and needles and shit.
We're doing a documentary on the homeless. How's it going, guys?
What are you recording?
We're doing a documentary on the homeless and what little they're doing about it in the Denver area.
Oh, right on.
How's it going?
There's camps all over. 21st.
Are you interested in speaking on or off camera to me?
I'll speak on camera. I don't
You
know
will
if
speak
I
on
can
camera?
speak on TV or nothing, right?
It's going to be on YouTube. It will be on YouTube. How about if I take the camera off you and just ask you a couple questions? Is that cool? How you doing? You don't have to state your name or nothing. I just want to know, first of all, how long have you been out on the streets?
8 years.
8 years. Wow.
I've been on the street since 1989.
89.
Took away all the outlets in the area they covered. There's no bathrooms for us.
No
That's
bathroom,
horrible.
There's no portalets.
And you guys were right across from the state capitol. I'm only saying that so it's noted.
Yeah. Check us out.
None of the places around here, any businesses will let you use the restroom unless you buy something. And if you're homeless and broke, you can't buy nothing to use the bathroom.
That's horrible, man.
So
It's horrible
there's
the way-
nowhere to charge our phone. There's nowhere to use the bathroom.
Bathroom, no
They
porta
complain
potty.
about where we sleep.
I see on the news they run you guys out of everywhere, man.
Every place we set a tent up, we get ran out of.
Are you guys from originally Colorado? Are you natives?
Born and raised here.
I've been here since 1989.
Okay, so you've been here a long time.
Basically, I'm a native.
You have been here, so you're almost like a native. I mean,
Yeah.
this is home to you.
This is home. This is second home to me.
Wow, wow.
And
Can I ask you this? How do the people, the citizens, treat you guys on the streets? Are they helpful?
Some
is,
are,
Some is.
and some will not even speak to you. They
Not
act like
because they act like
They act like you're bothering them. They act like they're gonna catch homelessness if they speak to you. You ask them what time is it, they'll look at you and just walk by. Like I'm not even good enough to answer.
Yeah.
Like you feel.
I know.
Like like you're not even.
I've been all
a
over
person.
the East Coast, and I was surprised how giving Coloradans were actually. But I had to ask people that
Yeah,
live
I
out here.
just came back from Boston. I was in Boston for
I'm from
2 years.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, okay,
If you see the homelessness out there,
yeah,
they don't get fucked with.
really.
Not as much, dude. I've been homeless in Baltimore since I was a kid.
Yes.
This is life to me.
Do you have family out here?
I
You all
do
have
now.
family? You
I
do?
now.
You do. Man, I hate to bother you guys. I really appreciate you. I just
you're
want to
not
know if you
bothering
what it's like out here.
Well,
What it's
usually
like.
people with cameras just come out here to try to tell on the drug addicts.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm out here for the opposite.
That's why I yelled when I saw y'all kids in the park.
Man,
so
I'm a
they
big.
know there's kids
That's my
in the
channel.
park.
That's my channel.
So they
Blood trips. Man, when I told people I was doing an episode on this, I got a huge group of people who are waiting for this episode. So there is people out there to care.
When I saw y'all come in, I said kids in the park. That way, if somebody's sitting here doing something,
name is,
they can at least cover up. some
Yeah,
drug
there was.
issues.
We walked up on some people. We didn't
Yeah.
realize.
You said, well, that's why
But it's-
I yell, kids in the park. That way we can.
And I'm going to be
push
honest
away.
with you. When you're out on the streets, a lot of people do drugs. There's not. You don't have nuts. What do you expect people to do?
Realize that people could do more than that.
Listen to
We're all
me.
addicts
I feel like you used to
anyway,
be
Yeah.
and then
maybe.
being homeless on top of it.
6 years ago.
Like, there's no point in trying to
little.
get clean.
There ain't a person in the world that don't have a bad habit of some kind, man. Don't you ever
And
forget
then
that.
you just feel
Oh, yeah.
homeless. Like, why
Damn,
should I
what's
get
that?
sober? To
See
stay
that?
outside.
Listen to me, you all. Thank you so much for your time. There is people.
I've seen you before.
Man, I try to do a lot for the community. I cover a lot of unsolved homicides that the police don't care about.
I met you years ago.
Out from.
Oh, it wouldn't have been me. I've only been in Denver for about 2 years now. But listen, you all stay cool, stay safe out here.
Hey, what's your
Have a
name?
good one.
Raven?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not see you
Oh
back
no,
there.
you're fine. Hi Raven. Do I have something for you?
You know who my favorite football team is? The Ravens.
I want to borrow.
As long as it ain't the Broncos. You all stay cool out here, okay? Everybody stay safe.
Okay, you too.
Y'all have a good one. Make sure you say thank you.
For those of you wondering why I brought my daughter here, we like my daughter to see the real world and keep it real first of all. But also we wanted to give these people a little something just randomly. So we brought Raven along, and she's actually the one passing out a few bucks to some of these people. But we didn't want to do it on camera. We did not want to hand people money on camera. We feel like that's belittling them and stuff. So that's what Raven's doing out here with her mother right now. But if you look around, you can see there's obviously a homeless issue here in Denver. Not just here in front of the Capitol, but if you go down these streets, there's tents up and down the road. And when I say up and down the road, I'm not talking a few. I'm talking the blocks are lined up with tents in front of people's yards. And I probably will do a second episode on the homeless. I'm sure I will, because that's definitely something that I won't run out of content here in the Denver area. There's another area over there with another group of homeless people. They're just everywhere. And the closer you get to the Capitol and in the city, the worse the problem gets. So it's not like they don't know what's going on here in Denver. But anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up here in downtown Denver. I would like to thank my content writer and researcher, Spirit, for providing me the content for this episode. She did an amazing job. And as well as producer of my show, he goes by Fatty Lumpkin. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck on out of here because, you know, I'm getting hungry and it is lunchtime. But I do want to let you know, there is a part coming up at the very end of this episode that is extremely disturbing. It does show somebody doing meth, so if that is disturbing to you, you may want to go ahead and stop the video right about now. But until next time, you all stay cool.
Like, share, subscribe. Blunttrips.com